What's going on, guys? Y'all gonna have to excuse the noise. Parked at this little Connex truck stop up here in Livingston, Montana, and there's cars going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I was gonna get my GoPro out, man. The scenery here is, absolutely beautiful. But my GoPro's dead because of each battery only lasts about 30 minutes, so it's over there charging. If I get it charged up, I might get some pictures and put them out. It's really freaking pretty out. Anyway, I'm pre-recording this. I'm gonna put it out at midnight, maybe. I don't know, but yep, January 16th, 1981. Old Snapper came into the world. Old Snapper came into the world as Morgan Colt Buckley. That's my government name, my full government name. And actually, my last name is not my bloodline last name. My bloodline last name is Grimes, Grimes. I'm third from the youngest. I got two brothers and five sisters, and I only have one sister that has the same last name I have, and then I got a brother and sister that have a different last name, and then I got the rest of the sisters have a different last name. So it's three last names between us. I was born in Port Lavaca, Texas, but I was raised between California, Texas, and South Louisiana. I lived in Brawley, California in the late 80s. I lived up in Antioch, California in the late 80s. Matter of fact, when the big earthquake hit up there on the day of the World Series, I was living up there. I went through that. Me and a couple of my sisters were up there as well. I was living in a little town called Antioch, right outside of Pittsburgh, California. Went to an elementary school right next door to the apartments we lived in. I think I was in the second grade or third grade. I think I was in third grade. But yeah, I was young. And then lived in Long Beach, California in 95. Lived out in Long Beach for a while. Went to Franklin Junior High and a little bit of high school there. And then moved back. And then I went to Louisiana for a little while. I actually got kicked out of the state of Louisiana in I think it was around 96. Yeah, it might have been 96, maybe 97. I say kicked out of Louisiana, but literally I got into some trouble. I had gotten arrested, and the cops realized that I wasn't from Louisiana. I was living out there with my dad, my biological dad, and we were living down in South Louisiana. Parody, Booty, des Almonds. I used to run all around that area. If any of y'all are from out there, and I started hanging out with this dude Scott. Man, he was about 28, 29 years old. He was an older cat. He's dead and gone now. He went to Angola and didn't make it back out. But me and him were running around together, getting into shit, stealing boats and just doing some really, really stupid things. And ended up getting picked up one night. Me and Billy Crochet. I think Scott was there and a couple of others. I was the youngest out of everybody. I was the youngest. I was a minor still. And something to do with some four wheelers. And I don't think they were stolen. I think we were just riding them in town, and that attracted law enforcement attention. But anyway, ended up in a juvenile detention center there in New Orleans. And then while I was in the juvenile detention center, they was like, "Look, man, you've been in way too much trouble. You ain't from here, so we're gonna help you out. We're gonna cut you a deal, man." They bought me a bus ticket back to Texas, took me to the bus station, put me on the bus, and told me never to come back. They sent me back to my mom, is what they did. They contacted her, and she said, "Yes, send him back." So they sent me back to her, and so I like to tell that story. I try to tell it a different way, though. It's like, I got kicked out of Louisiana. Not officially, no, but kind of, sort of, in a way, I did. I thought partying was partying, man. Louisiana, especially South Louisiana, down there in the swamps, New Orleans and all that, it's supposed to be party central, but apparently you can party enough that they will kick you out. And they did. But I didn't graduate high school. I ended up getting my GED. Actually got my GED in Portland, Oregon. from the community college there. I got 4 kids. I got 1 boy and 3 girls. All are grown except for one. Well, one is close. She's right on the borderline. So I guess right now I could say 2 are not grown, but she's right on the borderline. She will be in the next few months. And my youngest is my baby. She was born the year I started driving. I'd been driving maybe 7 months or so when she was born, and I didn't make good decisions there either. I got 4 baby mothers in 3 states: California, or Texas, Iowa, and Washington. So, and I was married twice, and here's the crazy part: none of my kids were with either of my wives. Either time I was married. All my kids were with girlfriends. So now when I was married, my first wife didn't have any kids. My second wife, she had a daughter. And I think she had another one after we got divorced. But yeah, that's pretty much the story of old Snapper. I started driving. I just turned 29. Or no, I was 28, fixing to be 29 when I started driving. And I started with Stevens Transport. And later went to work for Tri-High Transportation out of Merle, Wisconsin. And later went to work for Celadon, which isn't around anymore. Celadon Group. Worked for them, at least, over there. Kind of bounced around the industry. I worked for a couple owner-operators. I had a few trucks, 2 or 3 trucks, stuff like that. I bought a truck at one time from one of them little Spanish places, man, in Houston, one of them little buy here, pay here, fly-by-night places. Don't ever do that, drivers. That was a huge mistake. And between breakdowns and me not taking care of my back office, I screwed that all up. I failed. So I went back to being a company driver, and I've been a company driver ever since. I wanted to learn more about the back office. I got the driving and all that stuff down, know how to book loads, all that kind of stuff. But I wanted to learn more about the back office. That's where I lacked whenever I did my thing, managing all that. So that's what I've basically been focusing on learning. And I'm probably going to buy another truck later this year. April or May is what I'm targeting. Another difference this time is I'm not going in broke. When I bought that truck in Houston, literally every dime I had went into my down payment on that truck. I had no cushion at all. And then I leased onto a little carrier out of Oklahoma, and that was a mistake. That guy's not around no more, but that was a huge mistake, man. When I ended up leaving there, he still owed me $800. He didn't pay me. Yeah, about $800. He didn't pay me on my last load, I believe, is where he kind of stiffed me at. But and I'll never get that money. A few months after I left, and we had a big falling out, big argument back and forth. He was going to a casino or something like that, going out for the night, and he never made it home and ain't been seen since. So I don't think I'll get that money back. It is what it is. I just charge it to the game. Anyway, that's old Snapper, man. That's my deal. Today's my birthday. I sure appreciate all of y'all that stop by and hang out with me when I post a video. I appreciate all the viewers that show support and help me through all the good and bad ups and downs. Man, it's always my pleasure to help y'all not make the mistakes that I've made in the industry, and I've made a bunch of them. That's one of the ways I learned. But I appreciate all of y'all. Y'all stay safe. Thank you for all that you do for me. Take care of each other, and keep trucking.